tendency and want to ride crossbody, two things that concern me about crossbody. Number one, you really got to have a good feel there. It's not wrong. That's how I learned how to ride legs. I only did crossbody. I didn't learn short leg ride until later on. I'm kind of out of the saddle a little bit, so I got to have good feel. But it's easier for those guys to get me to a leg defense position. Okay, so this is not to get off on a tangent about crossbody, but when I go crossbody here and I grapevine all the way back to this side, I have to hang over here, okay, in order to balance myself. It's not wrong. Okay, I got turns from here, not as many as when I'm squared up, but when I cross body ride, constantly have to make sure this guy's not pushing me back to my hip. Oh, turn down, right here. Got to constantly make sure I'm not getting here, okay? Even though there's turns from here, this guy gets me to a hip. He limits my ability to do a lot of things. Number one, be an athlete. When we're sitting on our hips, we're not very athletic, we're not very powerful, okay? So this is why I'm more towards this short leg ride, because it's more versatile and I can apply more pressure. I can't apply as much pressure to his low back with a cross body ride as I can with this short leg ride, because I'm right in line with his spine. I can attack all these points of his spine up and down his back. All right, that's important, right? If you guys don't make an A in any class in school, make an A in like anatomy class, right? Because it helps you understand how this guy's body moves and how his joints work and where you can put pressure to make this guy go back. So double dive ride, in, breaking him down. Now we just been kind of letting go of this arm as we get to the mat, cross our ankles. All right, first turn we're gonna go to. All right, we're just gonna do a simple little power half, and then we got variations of the power half. So now I want to be able to turn to both sides of the body. All right, and again, you guys don't know who Mitch Clark is, but he teched the guy in the NCAA finals with one move on top. All right, we'll get to the move he used, but he teched the guy in the first period in the NCAA finals. That's pretty ridiculous. All right, so we're gonna get to our power half. Now, first thing I'm gonna do when I get him flat is I'm gonna reach across right here and attack the wrist. Okay, I'm gonna reach across and attack his wrist. My opposite hand's gonna come under right here. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this wrist towards his head. I'm gonna get this key lock right here. Okay, and I'm just gonna walk his bicep towards his head. Now, when I get to this position right here, I'm gonna bring my forearm back to the back of his head. I'm just pulling his wrist, nice little key lock here. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start driving over his head, right here, turning to the side. Now when I get here, I'm gonna figure four my legs. Everybody see I'm figure four my legs. I don't leave my ankles just crossed here. When I figure four my legs and take them to the side, my legs in, it locks his hips out and allows me to be able to steer the top part of his body. So I turned his hips, turned his torso, now I'm turning his shoulders. Again, all the power's down here in my body, my arms are just steering that power. So I'm just pulling it back right here, my power half tilt. Now if I get here and I'm not getting a count, back to that same position we were in the Winn-Dixie, we're just pulling the elbow to us right here. Okay? Most of the time you're going to be able to get your power half tilt right here. Okay? This is more power half tilt than ripping the guy's arms off. See how my figure forward, I got my forearm in the back of his head, and I'm just key locked right here. And again, when I'm ready for him to belly down, he bellies down, but he pulls me back on top. I got this top hand right here, he's pulling me back on top. And as he's pulling me back on top, I know what direction he's going. He's going heavy left tip down. So boom, we'll shot that back and turn him to his left side in a second. All right? And all we got to do is read which direction this guy's fighting and turn him to that direction he's fighting. He's back here. So again, jamming, move, stand up, grab, break him down right here. Ankles crossed, knees wide. Okay? When I get to this position right here, I got to arch, get my chest out. All right? Right here. So when I get to this position, across, I'm grabbing across right here. Grabbing across, and I'm just walking his arm out. Further his hands are away from his body, the weaker he is. Once I get his arm straight and controlled, then I'm back to the back of the head. Right? Then I'm just driving over his head, right here. Pressure, doing it like a push-up. Keep my key lock, and I'm just driving to this position. Once I get to his hip, it's figure four. Here's your four right here. And I'm just pulling them back nice and tight. Like I said, if you're not getting your count here, you can slide to the elbow, push that away, right here in this position. Then he's pulling me back on top every time. Okay? Can I work somebody else? Again, boot in, stand up drill. Bring it across. We'll eventually use this arm right here in turns. Ankles crossed, knees wide. Okay? I don't start with my forearm on the back of the head. I attack the wrist first. But I got so much pressure on his low back right here, trying to be easy on these guys. You see how far my chest is out over the top? Right here. I can bring this arm out real far. Okay? Now I got a power half I can go to from here like a mean power half. When we get here, we're just gonna tilt. See, I'm bringing my elbow back. See how high my chest is. This is important. Okay? Bring that elbow back, then I'm just pushing up. I'm gonna push up on the back of his head. Boom, right here. Once I get to this side, figure four. Don't just cross your ankles. Pull this to your chest right here. It's loose, but I'm not ripping his shoulders out of place. Guess what? I'm getting the same amount of points. Okay? Switch to the elbow if I need to. Then he pulls me back on top and he bellies down. Boom. Back to ankles crossed, knees wide. Alright? So when I put him on his back, I'm going from ankles crossed, knees wide here, and I'm sliding my figure four. But I can slide up and back as much as I need to. Okay, so when I put him in that tilt right here, figure four, lock his hips. Then when I'm back on top, knees go back wide, back to controlling both sides. I always want to control both sides of his hips. So that way I got an option to turn both sides. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, talk to your partner. If you're not giving him enough pressure, say something to him. All right, if you're not giving him pressure, he's not going to go. Play there, go.